Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be the children of God. Matthew 5:9. I'm talking about this old-fashioned thing called peace. That's a question. Couldn't we all use some more peace in our world? Hey, I'm Red Labor, and I hope this day finds you well. I've been talking about Syria for the last week with imminent strike that's to take place, and hopefully it will not take place. Thanks to the British Labour Party in Great Britain, in Parliament, it was struck down to go into Syria. And, I don't mind giving a political blow against David Cameron, politically speaking. And I'm happy that there are people out there against this war in the United States. That is unpopular among political party lines, among the ideological spectrum. People know how messed up this war, this imminent war will be. They know what the consequences are. They're learning. And that's always the first step, folks. When you learn something, maybe we can prevent mistakes that were made before. Now, I'm going to put it in an ideological context by pointing the hypocrisy on both sides and giving kudos to people on both sides on this question. If you're on the left and you were against war when George W. Bush was president, but you're hunky-dory now with going into another country invasion because it's a Democratic president in the White House, I don't have time for you. On the conservative side, as you were all hunky-dory and all war when George W. Bush was president, now all of a sudden you became born-again pacifists because you don't happen to like the guy that's in the White House. That's political expediency. You could go somewhere too. If you were a liberal against the war, or on the left, a liberal and to the left of liberal, and you were against the war when George W. Bush was president, and you're against this war now, 2013, kudos to you guys. If you're a conservative, or to the right of the conservative movement, and you were against the war when George W. Bush was in power, and you're still against these stupid wars today with Obama in power, kudos to you guys too. So this is not meant to bash people from either side from a partisan point of view. I mean, the older I get, I've heard some people use the word tyranny versus statism. You get these libertarian arguments and what have you. I like to personally, as a man of the left, say you got one brand of corporate centrists against the other brand of corporate centrists, and you have a strange marriage on both sides. You have a strange marriage of people who are beholden to corporations from both parties. And one side you got liberal nanny state types that want to micromanage your life. And on the other side, you have the Christian right that wants to sit there and dictate your life in the bedroom and what you can watch on TV and what kind of music is appropriate, that sort of thing. On those issues, both sides are no good, and they're definitely no good since both sides are no good on those issues, and they're no good on sitting there playing Washington consensus and being all about what's best for corporations. The war issue. I like this idea of a grand coalition. I don't agree too much with Ron Paul on economics, and he's still not libertarian in a way that I respect the libertarians on those social issues, but a clock gets the right time twice a day, and people like Ron Paul were consistently anti-war then and now. And people on the left, like Ralph Nader, was consistently anti-war then and now. And this is what we got to work with. This is what we got to work with. We got to work with people who are consistent, and we may differ on details. We may differ on certain economic and social issues and what have you. On the culture wars, on healthcare, none of that really matters. What matters is if you're against war, and especially stupid wars like what's about to take place in Syria. Do I need to go and explain again why this war in Syria is stupid? Not only are you going to endanger the state of Syria by getting it under Al-Qaeda's hand with this war, but that's the likely outcome. If Al-Assad is defeated and these rebels take over, you're likely to see Al-Qaeda take over the damn country. Chemical weapons, I am very convinced that our government, the USA, went and gave the rebels chemical weapons to pretend that it was Syria that did it. I'm not going to sit there for the umpteenth time and explain why and how stupid it would be for this current regime in Syria to use chemical weapons. I know they know what the consequences would be. That should be self-explanatory. But I like this idea of a grand coalition of people that differ on details, because this war is not just stupid in the sense that Syria could become an Al-Qaeda state and it could endanger the United States and the affordability of the United States when it comes to this war, since we're in Iraq and Afghanistan. It could bring financial collapse. But what it means for the innocent people in Syria, they just happen to be in the crossfire. And another thing is what happens to Christians, especially the Antioch Church in Syria itself. It's just a clusterfuck waiting to happen. And let's put aside our political differences and let's say heck no to this war in Syria. Heck no to this war for the people of Syria. Heck no to this war for our financial future in the United States to prevent economic collapse. Heck no to this war because war is immoral. So folks, feel free to comment. Good, bad, indifferent. And if you're a lefty and you hear people like Ron Paul say war sucks, even if you disagree with Ron Paul, work with Ron Paul. If you're on the right and you think war sucks just as consistently, and you hear someone like Bernie Sanders or Ralph Nader or Michael Moore tell people how stupid this war is, put aside your personal differences as well and work with these people against this war. To Barack Obama, to John McCain, to Lindsey Graham, Newt Gingrich, Eric Cantor, and all the usual suspects who are neocons and play nice for the neocons and engage in this Washington consensus of going into another country to strike because it's just the thing to do. You people need to be opposed at the ballot box. Don't have any business in Washington, D.C. So, anyway, feel free to comment. Good, bad, indifferent. I'll talk with you. And I will debate you if you disagree with me. I'm trying to be nice, folks. And if you want to talk about the weather, be indifferent, that's fine too. But let's do what we can to stop these stupid wars. Thank you. Have a great day. In words of Elvis Costello, what's so funny about peace, love, and understanding?